The Space Museum genuinely surprised me. The first part of the story is a really fantastic introduction, and the way that we learn what is going on in this incredible, eerie situation is just great. I'm going to give a mild spoiler warning for the first part, so if you want to go in blind, then go watch it. That's my recommendation. So if you're going to stick with me, then there's going to be some minor things in the first episode. Anyway, I love how we learn that they aren't leaving footprints in the dust. That's really odd. Also, how the other people can't see them just adds to the eerie nature of the situation. It's really entertaining. And later when we learn that our TARDIS team is in the museum, it's just really, geez, it was just so strange, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Also, I was thoroughly captivated with the discussion of the time dimensions and the explanation of how they would eventually be inside of the museum if they didn't do things the right way. Man, I was really captivated by this first episode. And as far as the follow-up episodes are concerned, they were quite good, but not on the same level. I was entertained by the conflict and quite enjoyed seeing everyone run around trying to escape the people at this museum. It was quite enjoyable, and while I wasn't as impressed with the following episodes, I was quite entertained, and it was genuinely good stuff. I suppose it was just the more that we knew about what was going on, the less eerie the situation became, and the more it was understandable and quantifiable, and the less interested I became in the story. But as I said, it was still good. And so far as the characters, well, I don't have a heck of a lot to say. I mean, nothing really crucial happened in this one to change my perspective on them, but there were some moments that I really liked, and there was a really entertaining bit where the Doctor hid inside of a Dalek, which I quite liked. It was just kind of hilarious, and I love seeing him laugh. I love seeing William Hartnell laugh. There was also another really good Doctor scene at the end of episode 2, and the Doctor was tricking the people in charge of this museum quite cleverly, and he would just laugh because they thought that they could get information from him, but they couldn't, and that was a really good scene that I quite enjoyed. Also, there's an interesting scene with Vicky where we learn that she can actually be pretty smart, which is fun and good to know, and I hope that we get to see more of that in the future. There you go, I talked about Vicky, I promised, and I did it. Are you happy? That wasn't meant to be aggressive. As far as pacing, this episode is paced quite well. 4 episodes works for this story and for what it wanted to do. It breezed by pretty quickly, but it didn't feel rushed. I felt that they did what they needed to do. So yeah, this one was paced quite well. I've barely said anything about this episode, yet I feel like I've said all that I really need to. The first episode was great and really hooked me in an eerie setup, which played out interestingly in subsequent episodes. I still enjoy our characters, and I do want to see more of them in the future. The Space Museum was a quite interesting episode, which earns a solid rating of 8.25 out of 10. So yeah, that was a really short review. I guess overall, I didn't have a ton to say about it because I was able to express my opinions on it rather quickly. I didn't really have much to add about the characters, even Vicky, who I promised I would talk about, and I guess I did, but very limitedly. Yeah, there wasn't a lot for me to say about this one, even though I really liked it. That's kind of weird, huh? I hate when that happens, when I really like an episode and I was like, wow, this is one of the best episodes I've seen, but there's not a lot for me to say about it. And that's really weird way to come out of an episode. Maybe that I just need to get better at these reviews, and I will figure out how to say more, not just in terms of words, but in terms of actual substance. So that's something I'm going to be looking into. And if you have anything to say in terms of constructive criticism or issues or whatever, just have a conversation down below, and let me know what you thought about this episode. I'm going to have a conversation. I'll be active in the comments section. And yeah, I guess that's all for today. Yeah, it was short. I apologize for that. So, if you join me again this coming Sunday, I will be reviewing The Chase. I have already seen it, and I have some thoughts on it that I want to give you. I'm not going to let you know what that is yet, but if you tune in next Sunday, I will let you know what I think of The Chase. So yeah, be sure to let me know what you thought about this episode down below, and I hope to see you again next Sunday when I give you my thoughts on The Chase. So yes, thank you very much for watching, for sticking with me. Take care, and have a lovely week.